Teachers' leadership critical to developing the nation's students. Greater emphasis being placed on developing the island's livestock industry, and Tobago reminded of the potential of the differently abled.
Info
Update.
bringing you the latest
news, views, and reviews,
along with responses
comments and events
affecting you.
brought to you by the Information Division of the Tobago House of Assembly.
Student development, tackling discipline, and forging strong relationships were the major issues discussed by teachers at a meeting in Tobago. Josanne Brassi has the details.
Tobago's principals have built a strong connection with the National Teachers Association. According to Blackrock Government School Principal Mr. Milton Eastman, hosting the National Primary School Principals Conference in Tobago shows the strength of this relationship. Mr. Eastman thinks the conference is critical to the nation's development.
This is an opportunity where we could come and address issues that are really pertinent to the time. And we see that we are having problems in our schools in terms of violence. Up to this morning, there were incidents of violence in school on the media.
He said good leadership is integral to helping young students develop.
So if we could be better leaders and very relevant leaders to the needs of the children in the 21st century, we could even have a better hold on and more success in terms of managing school violence and other problems that manifest themselves.
Mr. Eastman says the conference highlights the importance of having principals meet regularly. It will also allow them to sharpen one another so that they can better deal with the challenges they face daily. I'm Josanne Brassi for Info Update.
Greater emphasis is being placed on improving pork production in Tobago. Omadara Mills brings us this report.
A group of students from the Arthur Lockjack Graduate School of Business decided to research pig farming for their final project entitled Tobago Sustainable Pig Pork Production. Business Development Specialist and Executive MBA graduate Loxley Jack explains why his group decided to look at this sector.
What we would have done is to look at a holistic approach along a value chain of how pig farmers in Tobago in particular and livestock farmers can produce towards having a sustainable production process.
The three-member team also worked with the Division of Agriculture, Marine Affairs, Marketing and the Environment in gathering data to complete the project. Business teacher and executive MBA graduate Dian Whiskey John says that at the end of the 6 months, the results showed that despite the challenges, the industry is a viable one.
When we looked at the demand for pork in Tobago alone, the shortfall could be roughly about 18,000 pigs. That's the shortfall. So it means, therefore, that gap is being closed by foreign pork, and we're importing a lot of pork. If the local farmers are able to produce and capture that market, I'm thinking they can benefit.
The Arthur Lockjack Graduate School of Business graduates received a distinction for their project. They are currently working with the division to implement some of the recommendations from their research. I'm Omadara Mills for Info Update.
Tobago joined the world in marking World Down Syndrome Day. Caroline Wallace tells us more.
People with Down syndrome can contribute to society and help make this country a better place to live. That's the belief of Secretary of Tourism and Transportation, Mrs. Tracy Davidson Celestin. She was speaking at the World Down Syndrome Day conference at the Magdalena Grand Beach Resort on Monday. The title of the event was My Friends, My Community. The Secretary says World Down Syndrome Day is an occasion that government, the private sector, civil society, and non-governmental organizations dedicate to families and persons affected by this condition. Mrs. Davidson Celestin says there are numerous examples in many developed countries that with the right combination of care and support, people with Down syndrome can also go on to acquire mainstream education as well as live and work independently. The Secretary is calling for support to equip differently abled children and adults to help them reach their full potential. I'm Caroline Wallace for Info Updates.
That's it from all of us at the Department of Information. I'm Davia Chambers and you've been listening to Info Updates.